Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is me, as you already know, and yes, as you guys could read by the title, today I'm gonna be giving you 5 tips in order for you to improve your English language. Let's just get started. Here we go.
Ella no quiere Gucci, ni Prada, Fendi, ni Louis Vuitton, ni Ferragamo, ni Butini, ni un apartamento en el Piantini. Ella no quiere un capo ni una operación de Clinic. Ella no quiere Gucci, ni Prada, ni Fendi. Es que sin decirlo lo entendí, que ella no quiere Gucci.
Well, so now, getting into the main purpose of this video, let me just go ahead and start explaining to you guys like the importance and the reason why you have to have in practice and you have to have in your life these next 5 tips in order for you to improve your English. Well, and of course, before I begin, let me just go ahead and clarify this to you guys. So this video goes directly to those who are learning the language. Of course, this video is gonna go ahead and help you out to improve your English by giving you and by applying these following tips that I'm about to give you, right? Of course, in case that you already know the language and you think you're about to forget it, alright, you can go ahead and apply these tips, and I believe that they're going to be more than useful for you guys. So yes, let me just go ahead and start by telling you the first one. So the first one is to translate your phone. Why? The reason why I think, and it has worked for me a lot, trust me, the importance of having your phone in another language is because you guys are so used to see many things in your phone, such as the settings, such as the notification, such as the name of the applications, and many other stuff, right? So as soon as you guys get used to see all those title names, all those long messages, as soon as you get used to see that in Spanish, it's going to be way better for you to memorize that in English. Because as soon as you guys translate your device, your phone to the other language, it's going to help you out with that. Let me just go ahead and give you a very basic example of what I'm talking about. You know these messages that we usually receive from the couriers, from the companies that we are linked to when it comes to the cell phone companies and stuff, or the messages that your phone itself gives you, like when you're running out of battery, when you arrive from a specific location, in case that you have your in a specific app, right? But what I'm trying to say is that all that information that the application it's supposed to give you, it's going to be giving you in English. And in case that you don't know like the specific things that the application or that the phone it's telling you, what you could do is just interpret the message with the situation that you have like in front of you. Let's just say that your percentage of battery is on 15, right? As soon as you have it pop up in your device that's telling you that you're running out of battery, what does that mean? If you do not know what running out means, and you see this message that says you're running out of battery, and you see like, but what means running out? But you see that at the end says battery, and if you relate that to the percentage of the battery that you have, you will of course understand and know that running out of battery means that your battery is about to go over, right? So that's the very tip that I have to tell you guys, and I just think and hope that you can take advantage of this first one. Well, let me just go ahead and start with the second one that I have for you. So the second one is to follow phrases pages. Why? This question always goes. Well, this is a very interesting method in order for you to memorize different words, and this is also a very good technique in order for you to like increase your vocabulary due to the fact that you're not listening, you're watching. So, and I know that many of you might prefer watching than just listening, and the reason why I think that they are like interested is because these pages might come up with comedy, they might come up with motivational things, they might come up with many different phrases. And the importance of this is that as soon as you see them, let's just say that you run into a phrase that you like on Instagram. You know that Instagram has now this very useful button in order for you to save like the pictures that you like. So let's just say that you save a phrase, or maybe you screenshot it. So if you screenshot it, you go into your gallery and you see that picture of that phrase, you will learn all the words that has into it, so that way you can memorize it, and that way you can use it in future reference. So that's why I think that it's really important for you to follow phrases pages. Okay, I hope that you can take advantage of this second one. Well, let me now just go ahead with the third one that I have for you guys. So I know that the first one and the second one were interested. Of course, this one is also interested, but now I have to say, and to be honest with you guys, this is the one that helped me the most, and this is the one that liked me the most, because this one is about listening to people's interviews. Why is this important? The reason why this tip, a specific topic, is really interested and it's really useful is because, first, that when you are obsessed with somebody, you get to know everything, every single thing about that person. And in this case, I'm not gonna go like directly to a specific gender, right? Because you guys might be obsessed with a boy, and many of you might be obsessed with a girl, right? So in my case, I will reveal mine. I was obsessed with Chris Brown. There was nothing that this guy did that I didn't know about. As soon as he was like invited to a specific show, to a specific program, which is actually the same, I was always there, like ready to see that interview, so that way I can get to know and I can get to see like the way that that person reacts and the way that this person uses the language. Because that the first tip that I gave you and the second one, let's just say that these two you will have in like attached in this specific tip that I'm giving you. It's like a way to have both of the techniques that I gave you guys like already improved. Let's just say that you already know how to listen and that you already know like how to read, right? And how to interpret things the way that the American people does, the way that the American people speak, right? So as soon as you handle that already and you are seeing that person speaking, you get to understand everything that person speaks or projects, right? Because it's an amazing way to have both of the techniques like attached and together, like at the same time. So that's why I think that it's important. And of course, you can also learn like many other expressions by watching them, okay? So that's why I really think that this is a very important tip for you guys to apply in your daily learning process, okay? So don't forget to do that. So now we're about to talk about the fourth one that I have for you. So this one is also a very interesting one, and it's about taking notes of what you learn. Why is this important? This is a very important one because this is the only way that you can track what you learn. This is the only way that you can have like measure all the things that you're learning through the day. You can also set a goal per day. You can say tomorrow I promise myself that I'll be able to learn 5 different words in English. So that way, as soon as you learn the first one, my friend, take notes of it. Take notes of every single thing that you learn. So that way you guarantee yourself that you will keep that in mind. And also a huge mistake that I made in the past, back in the days, I remember that when I was in the classroom and my teacher was telling me something that I asked, of course, let's just say that I do not know what table means. And I say, teacher, can you please tell me what table is? Oh, table means this and that. And I take notes of that, right? If I take notes of it, I am assuring myself that I will never forget that. Because if you take notes, you don't forget. And if you don't, then you do, right? So in the past, I used to trust myself like, all right, the teacher already explained to me, what does that mean? I'm sure I will not forget it. That's the biggest mistake. That's the biggest mistake that you can ever make. So what I advise to you would be like to have a tracking of all the knowledge that you get through the day, okay? So take notes of what you learn. And now finally we're about to go over the fifth one, which is the last but not least, the one about watching movies on English that you have already watched in Spanish. why is this important? Let me just go ahead and explain and give you a simple example of this. If you have watched a movie in Spanish, let's just say Fast Furious, right? A lot of you, I can tell, and I'm sure that you guys have watched that movie because you like it, right? So if you already know what's gonna happen next, what's gonna happen after that a specific chapter, my friend, if you already know all of that, if you already know all the things that Toretto can say or Brian Connor can say, if you already know all the things that the characters might come up, you already know the expressions in Spanish, what I would recommend to you is to have them in English. Of course, if you're not very good at listening, you can also have it with the subtitles on it, right? So that way you could be practicing the reading. Of course, you could be interpreting the way that that person speaks in order for you to have all the 5 tips that I gave you in one time together. So what a best way for you to have all these tips applied in one specific situation. So I just hope that you can put in practice all these tips that I've given you, because I'm sure that if you do them, if you apply them, you will notice the difference, and you will succeed, and you will get to the goal that you set to you in the past, okay? So I just hope that this has been useful for you, and yeah, see you guys later on.